Way over the weekend. Utility crews figured this out. They discovered it here. And so we know that the train line is suspended indefinitely. When you look here at the land, it's hard to really make sense when you really look at what's going on here. But when you see the tracks, you can tell why there's going to be no trains, Jen, going on this line in the Chicago area.
No, yikes. Look at that. All right, also tracking here some pretty amazing pictures and video of this hail in Pecos, Texas. I mean, you almost need the plows out to get this off the road, Chris.
Look out, you have to find a line to put your wheels.
Yeah, just like driving in the snow.
It's spitting up the...
I've seen a lot of cars slide off of roads when it's not even this much hail. I mean, it's slippery. It's ice.
Yeah, it is slippery and it's ice. I just try to imagine turning around if you're in a regular old car here.
No.
But there's a lot of trucks here
in
Texas.
All right. Indeed. Oh, coming up, what a difference a year makes. That's
right. We want to show you also the view from space. As you see, brown change to green. We're going to explain what's going on and show you that green.
Who needs a witness when you set the world in motion? The Ram ProMaster van, and introducing the all-new Ram ProMaster City, purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
What's this?
A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better. Want to see?
Yeah.
Cool. What else you got?
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. New Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 12 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
We travel to connect those places separated by distance. Sometimes we measure this distance in miles, other times by the markers of our history. And then there are those journeys we take to connect the greatest distance of all, the expanse between two souls, held together by the hands of time. Find something more in Illinois. For those who can't imagine life without two wheels, Allstate offers a genuine parts guarantee that promises to fix your bike with original parts. Talk to an Allstate agent about all the things they do to keep riders riding.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
The ultimate do-over for wood and concrete. Don't replace, resurface. Behr Premium Deck Over, exclusively at the Home Depot.
We know you can't control the weather, so we build things to harness it.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 86. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 73. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunshine. High 87. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right on top of us, and then it hit. And we took it to the edge, didn't give up.
All that hail just got dumped out of those storm clouds in Texas, Chris. I mean, what a mess yesterday.
Yeah, certainly a mess. And Jen, what's cool about hail, though, if you think about it, it gives you a clue into our atmosphere. Because you're on the ground, it's not below freezing where you are. Right? But somewhere in the atmosphere, it's cold enough to have some frozen water, some ice, hail in this case, coming down to the ground. And it looks like snow.
I always tell kids when I go to school, where I talk to kindergartners, say, hey, it might be snowing at the top of that thunderstorm, and they love that kind of thing. We got more of this kind of stuff today here as we continue to follow what's happening for you across the nation. Thanks for staying with us on Weather Center Live. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Chris Warren. We are tracking once again the threat for more storms, and it does include some hail.
And hail and rain, and too much of it. Now, we've got some new information this morning from San Angelo, Texas, where we know now that a driver has died in flooding there overnight. Police say the driver hydroplaned and hit a tree. Right now, San Angelo is under a flash flood watch that goes into effect through this evening. And the Weather Service talked about more than 5.16 inches of rain overnight. A lot of it fell in a very short window. Some people were stranded in their cars late last night. This area has had at least a dozen water rescues. And Chris, more rain on tap.
Yeah, more rain on tap. Now, we know the flooding can cause some problems, Jen. However, it also can help green things up. This is a look at some imagery from space. So essentially from last year, 2014, you look, all the white here, this is a look at where the clouds are. But notice the land, Texas, and then also look at Oklahoma here. In particular, take a look at where you have green. There is some green in here, and it kind of comes to an end right in through here. Now watch this. Now watch what happens a year later. All of this now green. This is still green over here, but there's green in here, even little patches of green through here, and even a little bit more into New Mexico. So a lot more green because of all that heavy rain that has come down. However, does have problems when you get this much rain in a short amount of time, which is typical for the way the weather pattern sets up this time of year. Flash flooding is a concern, but this is the way you end up getting a lot of your rain. And some of the areas that are greening up right now also have a lot of green on the radar, also some yellow and orange showing some of the heavier rain. Also a severe thunderstorm warning just popped up. And south of Denver, flash flood warnings. When you get this very heavy rain, that is going to be a concern. So that severe thunderstorm warning just outside of Lubbock. And this is a look, Jen, at more rain on the way, with yellow being big pockets of some heavy rain.
Yeah, Chris, we're going to talk more about that severe risk. You showed that warning. We are looking at a large area today in the red zone, which includes Amarillo, Lubbock, Midland, San Angelo again. Hail, like we saw yesterday, damaging winds are possible. There is an isolated tornado threat, mainly up into the Texas Panhandle. But we take a look at the full areas that we could see some thunderstorms. This yellow outlines the areas where we have the greatest available energy, where the convective potential is the highest. We overlay that with the areas where we're going to have some upper level wind energy, either where the winds are increasing with height and also where they're turning a bit with height as well. And it's across portions again of the Texas Panhandle and West Texas that we will again see that risk today. You overlay them, that's really where we're going to see the larger risk of tornadoes. And it's still not large in the grand scheme of things. It's a 3 out of 10 on our Torcon for today. Hail, damaging winds, and also flooding rain is going to be our biggest risks for today with the severe weather in Texas. Now, right now, the severe thunderstorm warning for Crosby, Dickens, and Garza County. This goes until 10 10:15 local time. Could be some hail with that storm as it continues to track off to the north and east. And there's going to be a lot more of this today. We're not likely to see a lot of breaks in the weather. You might get a break, but then there's going to be more storms out there that do fire up through the day today. We can show you what we're expecting the radar to look like into the afternoon. And you can see just the showers continuing to pop, the thunderstorms continuing to pop and move throughout this area as we get you right into the evening. Dallas, you got a break yesterday, not today. Oklahoma City, we're likely to see some storms in the area as well. And not the only part of the country that's busy, Chris.
No, Jennifer, in fact, we're watching for the northeast to see some storms. This is a look now at where there will be some storms today. Not every single point on the map will have storms, but anywhere in the orange or the red, there is a chance for some thunderstorms today. So heads up if you have plans outside, whether you're working or planning to go play a little bit later on, could see some storms. And this is a look at where some of that rain is coming down right now. As you see here throughout parts of Maine and into Boston, Rhode Island, a little bit of yellow showing up on the radar. That's a little bit heavier rain. This could cause some quick localized ponding on the roads. Otherwise, we're going to watch this develop throughout the day. So here's the timing for this. We're looking at the first batch moving out, and then as you get closer to the daytime heating, the maximum heating of the day, you get a little more buoyancy in the atmosphere, a little more energy going on here, rising. The air is going to be more have more of a tendency to rise. So you end up with some of the stronger storms potentially later on in the afternoon, evening, parts of Connecticut, Massachusetts. Also, we're going to be watching in Maine for more storms as well. So along with the southern plains, Jen, we're going to be watching the northeast for some storms.
And then, of course, there's the situation with the flooding rain. Much of the southern plains, including Texas, has seen days and days of heavy rain leading to the flash flood warnings, the high water rescues, and several road closures. Now, believe it or not, it is not over. We've got at least 2 more waves of storms set to move in. So joining us now on the phone is Nick Hampshire, the lead forecaster with the National Weather Service in San Antonio, Texas. Nick, thanks so much for joining us. In terms of rainfall, what are you expecting across your forecast area?
Yes, as you said, we have 2 more rounds coming. We have a little bit of a break today and tomorrow with only some scattered activity. But Thursday, Friday, we're going to have a front that moves in that could stall over our area that could bring some more of that heavy rain. And then, unfortunately, the Memorial Day weekend looks very wet as well as an upper-level low moves across the area. And we're looking at widespread 3 to 5 inches possible, some more than that. And unfortunately, that heavy rain falling on areas which have already seen a lot of rain this spring will just create even more problems across the area.
Nick, can you help put this into perspective for our viewers who might not be familiar with this part of Texas? Is this unusual, or is it just something that's more of a novelty because of the lack of rain lately?
A little bit of both, but it is very unusual. So far for the spring months, March, April, May, Austin, for instance, is in its top 10 wettest springs, and we still have, this upcoming rain event as well to move up that ranking, maybe possibly even into the top 5 wettest springs. So, yeah, something that's pretty unusual.
Can you guys point to anything, a signal in the atmosphere that's causing that?
Yeah, we had several of these upper lows that kind of sit off the southwestern United States near California, and they sit there for a couple days, and we get round after round of thunderstorms every day, and then one leaves, and then another one comes right behind it, and we get the same pattern kind of shape up. So we've seen at least 3 or 4 of these systems, just one after the other, just bring these several rounds of heavy rain each day.
What are your friends and colleagues saying about all this?
Yeah, we're all just, just watching it and continue to watching it, and we just want to continue to stress with the upcoming Memorial Day weekend, the turnaround, don't drown. Flash flood deaths are common in this part of the state. It's our #1 cause of thunderstorm-related deaths, so just continue to stress to family and friends, turnaround, don't drown. A lot of flash flood deaths are preventable. Just, keep with the barricades and don't drive around them.
Nick Hampshire, lead forecaster with the National Weather Service in San Antonio. Thank you so much for that good advice and for the great forecast information.
Also coming up, the importance of finding your home's innermost room when a tornado threatens.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 86. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 73. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunshine. High 87. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Bridgestone is changing the game in tire performance.
So will Arnett can get to the store when he's out of diapers.
Well, to be clear, they're not for me. They're for my son. So we should probably go.
We switched Will's tires to Bridgestone's revolutionary Drive Guard tires.
Oh, those look sharp.
It's okay. Our Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat, so no side of the road.
Well, that's good because the side of the road is dangerous, especially since we're going commando.
Weird?
What commando mean?
When it comes to good nutrition, I'm no expert. That would be my daughter.
Hi, Dad.
She's a dietitian. And back when I wasn't eating right, she got me drinking Boost. It's got a great taste, and it helps give me the nutrition I was missing, helping me stay more like me.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a delicious taste.
Grandpa!
Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this.
Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $1.99 a square foot. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. 24-hour relief that outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6. Sees the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Today's the day. More and more people with type 2 diabetes are learning about long-acting Levemir.
As my diabetes changed, it got harder to control my blood sugar. Today, I'm asking about Levemir.
Levemir is an injectable insulin that can give you blood sugar control for up to 24 hours. And Levemir helps lower your A1C. Levemir lasts 42 days without refrigeration. That's 50% longer than Lantus, which lasts 28 days. Levemir comes in Flex Touch, the latest in insulin pen technology from Novo Nordisk.
Levemir is a long-acting insulin used to control high blood sugar in adults and children with diabetes and is not recommended to treat diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not use Levemir if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. The most common side effect is low blood sugar, which may cause symptoms such as sweating, shakiness, confusion, and headache. Severe low blood sugar can be serious and life-threatening. Ask your doctor about alcohol use, operating machinery, or driving. Other possible side effects include injection site reactions. Tell your doctor about all medicines you take and all of your medical conditions. Check your blood sugar. Your insulin dose should not be changed without asking your doctor. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing, sweating, extreme drowsiness, swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, dizziness, or confusion.
Today's the day to ask about Levemir Flex Touch. Covered by most health insurance and Medicare plans.
Fact. When pharmacists are in pain, the medicine in Advil is their #1 choice for pain relief. More than the medicines in Tylenol or Aleve. Use the medicine that pharmacists use most for themselves. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Olive Garden's all-new duos are here, but not for long, starting at $11.99. Our most craveable classics like chicken parmesan paired with new tastes to explore, all served with unlimited salad and breadsticks. 4 all-new duos starting at $11.99 at Olive Garden.
So we've had a Tempur-Pedic for a while, but now that we have the adjustable base, it's even better.
When I put my feet up on this bed, my stress just goes away.
I'm gonna go up. Our Tempur-Pedic is the best thing in our house, except for my husband.
Wait, where are you going?
Discover how Tempur-Pedic can move you. And now through May 31st, save hundreds on a Tempur-Breeze mattress and adjustable base.
If you didn't know, It's Tornado Week here at the Weather Channel, and here's a look at what's coming up later tonight at 8 Eastern. It's Raging Nature. Tornadoes Part 2 at 9 Eastern. Tornado Alley, I Survived a Tornado. And Tornado Alley Real Time Tornado, Joplin, Missouri. I watched Real Time last night, Tuscaloosa. Great show.
Yeah, I've heard. I actually have not seen
really
it
yet.
Good. Yeah, great shows. So that's on. We want to talk, that's on this evening, but we want to talk what's going on for you. A little earlier this morning, we were showing folks what it looks like when debris becomes a projectile, like a 2x4 launched at a sliding glass door. How far does it go? What happens to it when it finally stops?
Jim Cantore spoke to Chris Mullen earlier on AMHQ, who is the expert on scene, so to speak, at the State Farm Research Lab in Bloomington, Illinois, where they are testing siding and roofing, among other things as well, trying to simulate what the power of tornadoes can do.
We want to see what happens when you fire something that would be the equivalent, as you said, an EF1 tornado. Most of what we see in terms of tornadoes are EF1 rated tornadoes or lower. So go ahead and fire it.
Okay, we are ready to roll. So we're going to fire the 2x4 again in 100-mile-an-hour wind, and let's see what happened. Clear? In 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, so
yes.
We still don't want you to be there, but if you had impact-resistant glass, Chris, what would have happened with that 2x4?
Yeah, like you said, definitely don't want you to be there. Impact resistant may have slowed it or stopped it a little bit. I can't guarantee that it wouldn't go through it. So again, you don't want to be here. Also, in a real windstorm, the wind would keep coming, the rain would keep coming. So the rest of this glass would continue to go away, right?
Right, and then you blow out another window, the garage door, the roof, perhaps. I mean, obviously in the strongest tornadoes, you know, everything is toast here. But again, this is just case in point why you have to be in an interior room, right?
Exactly. You want to get yourself to a basement if you have one, interior room or a safe room. You also worry about structurally, like you said. Now you have a hole in the house. You deal with a pressure situation. You can worry about uplift. The roof goes, the walls go. So you need to get yourself to a safe spot. Definitely not behind this watching the storm.
And then rain coming in too, which we saw on some of the damage from over the weekend.
Yeah, she made a good point. The storm's still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right. It's not just one piece of damage and it's over. There's a lot more.
Well, we know this past weekend we saw what could have been a very destructive tornado in parts of Oklahoma, but fortunately the EF2 tornado stayed in mostly rural areas.
Now it's fortunate because the tornado was hard to see at times, and as our severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes pointed out live on the Weather Channel Saturday night.
Tornado a little bit harder to see at the moment. This is probably a good example of what we talk about by storms being partly rain wrapped. You can see he's putting his windshield wipers on occasionally, so there's a curtain of rain between him and the tornado that is making it a little bit hard to see. You're probably well aware that the visibility goes down when you're driving around through rain, and that same principle applies here. Makes it harder to see the tornado. I'm taking another chance here. I think it's still right in there is where the tornado is. At times the visibility gets a little bit better, so definitely a tornado in progress.
You got one of the most premier tornado experts in the world who had a hard time identifying that tornado simply because of the rain-wrapped nature of it. So we need other tools. On video.
On video.
Yeah, right.
Now, you do have tools, Doppler radar, which is an effective tool for seeing the way the wind is blowing based on the direction the raindrops are going. And as you look here, this is the location of the radar. Red going away from the radar, and the green and the blues going toward it. So what do we know when you get going right next to each other, very strong winds? There's your tornado. Now, let's
and that
talk.
Indicates there's rotation.
That tells you there's rotation when the winds are going side by side like this.
We don't know if it's all the way down at the surface.
But so we identified where the tornado is right here, and notice this is now the rain, the reflectivity, the lack of rain right here. So you have good visibility looking at it.
Right.
Now, once more rain gets around,
starts wrapping in. Now it's starting to get rain wrapped.
And the tornado's back here, and you can't see it anymore.
All right. We'll be right back talking about today's threats.
Cream is good, right? Will it match the rug? It's cream. It's blue. No, I like the cream. Can you picture it? Let's double check.
When you shop for furniture, you don't have to wonder how the fabrics, leathers, and options will look. At LazyBoy.com, you can see it before you order it.
What about red? It's perfect. Not quite. There we go.
Come in now during our Memorial Day sale. 0% interest for 36 months.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We're kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things are just going everywhere. It wasn't a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Current. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 86. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 73. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunshine. High 87. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event now through June 1st, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and receive your first 2 months payments on us, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings, it's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Can't believe how good these Kevin Durant signature slushes are. Kev, show them how you dunk on a slush.
Yeah.
Waboosh!
Oh, was that it?
You really hang out with this guy?
Waboosh!
Up your game with the new Kevin Durant Signature Candy Slush. This is how you Sonic.
It starts with a subtle wave, then builds into soft fingers, lifting sails and spirits. Nothing makes us feel more alive than a summer breeze, drifting with us on the water, chasing us through the trees, and playing along the whole day. In the Great Lakes Bay region, the summer breeze is blowing. Where it's headed is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
You pay your car insurance premium like clockwork, month after month, year after year. Then one night you hydroplane into a ditch. Yeah. Surprise, your insurance company tells you to pay up again. Why pay for insurance if you have to pay even more for using it?
If you have Liberty Mutual Deductible Fund, you could pay no deductible at all. Sign up to immediately lower your deductible by $100 and keep lowering it $100 annually until it's gone. Then continue to earn that $100 every year. There's no limit to how much you can earn, and this savings applies to every vehicle on your policy. Call 1-844-530-9771 to learn more. Switch to Liberty Mutual and you could save up to $423. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-844-530-9771. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Right now here on Weather Center Live, it's time for the severe weather update where we're going to see some storms, including a look ahead to Memorial Day weekend. Let's start off right now with a look at the next 3 days for Dallas. And you see the lightning bolts here today and tomorrow, and then still some lingering showers on Thursday. So more storms on the way for you. Here's a look at the bigger picture where there will be some of the strongest storms. Now notice anywhere there's orange, and we're looking at parts of the Pacific Northwest all the way down to the south, there'll be a chance for some thunderstorms. And the red, though, that's where there's the greatest chance for some of these strongest storms, which does include the possibility of some tornadoes within this. Now what we're looking at, the future radar. So what the radar is going to look like, and we know that the orange and the yellow, that's the heaviest rain and likely the strongest storms. Going through time right now, we can see at 3 in the afternoon today, we're going to be watching storms again in Dallas. We just saw the lightning bolt. They're expecting that. Also, the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas going to be in that chance for some storms. Still lingering around Dallas, Oklahoma City now. Overnight into the early morning hours, chance for storms. This is now tomorrow as we're watching these storms advancing into the mid and deep south here, and more storms lingering here in Texas. For tomorrow, chance for some of the strongest storms now will go from Del Rio over to Dallas, including Wichita Falls. Also looking at Thursday, still a chance for some of the stronger storms right in here. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at what you can expect this weekend. And anywhere you see the green, look for some showers, and there will be that chance for some storms Friday, Saturday here from the plains, the southern plains, all the way up into parts of the northern plains, and potentially moving into parts of the Mississippi Valley. And severe storms raced through the Atlanta area yesterday, and it did bring some very heavy rain, and an inch-sized hail was reported in Marietta. And often with these storms, there is lightning. Take a look at this. Our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle, was at the airport and caught this video. Look at that. So this was yesterday, and we're showing, you can see here, look at that initial flash right there. Pretty cool deal. And then there's the bolt. What else is pretty cool about this is you can see it looks like here on the runway, a little bit of a reflection there. Makes the bolt look a little bit longer. So we're going to take a look at it again. Do you see that little extra reflection right there? So you have the inner cloud of lightning, the big flash, and then there's that bolt, that cloud to ground lightning coming down. Pretty cool stuff here, courtesy of our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle. Jen?
All right, yesterday soccer practices, swim team practices, everything was canceled, right, because of that lightning in the area. And it's obvious when you're in a thunderstorm and there's lightning that it's a risk. But did you know that even if there's sunshine out there, you can still get struck if there's a thunderstorm in the distance? It's called the bolt from the blue. You can be 10, 15 miles, maybe even 25 miles away and get struck by lightning. That's the bolt from the blue. It doesn't have to be that far for a lightning bolt to go out of the cloud all the way across 10, 15 miles and strike.
Right, because say I'm standing right here and I look up, nothing but blue skies, and maybe there's some buildings in front of me, or there's some trees, or I'm just kind of chilling, laying down, catching some rays. Exactly. But there's a thunderstorm.
And coming out of that thunderstorm, sometimes out of the anvil, and you get this lightning bite that can go.
It can come get you.
There it goes.
Just like that.
I'm trying to strike you for 10 minutes here. Easily 10 to 15 miles away. Yeah. Again.
Like 3 or 4 times. Just for good measure.
He's still standing. It's happened as far as away as 25 miles. But it can happen, and that's why we are always very concerned about not being outside. When you can hear thunder, you need to make sure that you are indoors. When thunder roars, go indoors. Now there are more common ways to be struck by lightning here, and it's always a concern, right? That's why folks come inside, and we have folks come inside when there is that risk.
Let's take a look at that video from Tom again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. We saw it yesterday. Saw a lot of lightning. I personally viewed a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning as well. And so this was pretty common scene in the Atlanta area yesterday. This out at the Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. And, I mean, it's hard to get video of lightning if you're looking in the right spot. At just the right time, because it happens like that. Lightning fast.
It's lightning fast, exactly. I mean, this one, you can see the cloud to air and intra-cloud lightning, that sheet lightning at the beginning. And then you get that big cloud to ground strike. Look at that.
All right, with all these storms, we know lightning's a danger, but also flooding in Tornado Alley, trumping now, in some cases, the threat for some tornadoes. So flooding a big concern.
You might be surprised where flood deaths rank on the list of severe weather fatalities in the last 30 years. We're back with that in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 86. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 73. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunshine. High 87. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us for the second hour of Weather Center Live. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. We've got yet another very active week, and it's starting. We've had dangerous flooding, a lot of hail yesterday, too.
So the bottom line, multiple threats. A look at who's going to see more flooding, hail, and the possibility for tornadoes. And we are looking at the threat for severe weather right here in the Northeast.
Yikes. Took out those glasses, the plates. We're going to show you the impact of dangerous flying debris. It is tornado week here on the Weather Channel. We're going to use this week to help you be prepared for severe weather. Wait till you see what happens when this 2x4 is fired right through a solid wall.
And we know storms that can create scenes like that can also create scenes like this. Near historic flooding, the aftermath of destructive floodwaters, plus how much more rain is expected. Right now, though, the latest on the flooding from meteorologist Stephanie Abrams.
Flash flooding across the southeastern plains turned deadly on Monday.
This is a devastating thing for us.
In Ruston, Louisiana, a grandmother taking her 2 grandkids to school when the car was swept off the road and into a nearby creek. She and one child, the 7-year-old, were able to get out of the car. Law enforcement agencies attempted to rescue the second child, age 11, but were unsuccessful. He was found trapped in the car at the bottom of the creek.
Affects everybody, all their friends, you know, their schoolmates, everything. It's just a terrible, terrible thing for us, and how it affects even the first responders. It's really hard on everybody.
The 2 survivors were taken to a local hospital. Physically, they are expected to be fine. About 100 miles east in Delta, Louisiana, over 6 inches of rain fell in about 18 hours, flooding roads and putting neighborhoods and churches at risk. A SUV was swept away in high waters in San Antonio. The fire department says it's believed the driver of the Honda CR-V intentionally drove around barricades as they headed south on an access road Monday morning. Recovery crews pulled the SUV with the body of a woman still buckled in the driver's seat out of the water later in the day. Firefighters had to wait hours before they could try to get to the vehicle because the water is moving so rapidly. Rescue crews deemed it too dangerous to get into the water. San Antonio is over 8 inches above average on rainfall for the year. We will see rain through the weekend, setting up at least 6 cities across the plains to possibly hit their wettest May on record.
2 very tragic stories. And, you know, I think we might underestimate the power of floodwaters, right, and the danger that it brings. I want to show you the 30-year averages for weather fatalities. And when you look at flood versus lightning versus tornado versus hurricane-related caused deaths, flooding leads the list. And heat overall leads the list in terms of weather-related fatalities. But when you compare these and you look at flood leading the list, I think it really sets us up for understanding that this is a real danger. You know, we cannot take floodwaters lightly. When you look at Dallas, we need rainfall, right? Last year, we only got 21 inches. We've already seen that so far this year and counting. It's been a very wet season for us in Dallas. And it's been a good thing when it comes to the drought, but it has brought the other issues, which is the flooding rainfall. rainfall. You go back just the past week, and the past several weeks have been wet all across the southern plains. But in the past week, it's been nearly a foot of rain in south central Texas. Flood watches are up here for parts of West Texas and parts of Oklahoma, even into Kansas, Lubbock, Wichita Falls, Oklahoma City. Looking at that risk again today, you can see that we've got some heavy rain now in Colorado, and they're tracking some flooding around the Colorado Springs area. The rain moved out of there, but there's still the lingering effects of the flooding. Amarillo, we've got more active weather for you right now. Lubbock, we're going to see more, and you can see that the additional rainfall in this area widespread, an inch over the next couple of days. Some spots will get more than 3 to 5 additional inches of rain, and for a city like Lubbock, if we get that much, it may put us into the wettest May on record. So far, we've had 7 inches. The record to beat is 12.69. A lot of spots are going to be flirting with that May record rainfall. Plus, Chris, we've got the risk for severe weather here too.
Yeah, and here's a look at where there is some severe weather going on right now. Severe thunderstorm warning outlined in yellow going along with the green, which is a flash flood warning. So oftentimes multiple threats, and now the National Weather Service warning on 2 in particular threats could see large hail and possibly some damaging winds associated with the storm and the flooding. Here's a look at where more storms are going to be possible today. Looking at this threat throughout parts of Texas and in New Mexico, even parts of extreme southeast Colorado and the panhandle of Oklahoma, threat for some of the strongest storms. But anytime you see orange or yellow on the map, that's where now actually what we're looking at is the greatest available energy, but a lot of thunderstorms in the orange before. Here's a look at where you have that energy going along, coinciding with some of the strongest winds. 2 of the big ingredients here for some of this severe weather. You also have the daytime heating that will play into things to get things going a little bit later on. Northwest Texas, the 3 on our exclusive Torcon, which is a 3 out of 10 or a 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of any point in Northwest Texas for today. So we're looking at that threat developing throughout the day, and you can see this is the future radar throughout the panhandle, also in panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas, and then from Abilene to Dallas, we're going to be watching these storms later on this evening. And we just took a look at that Torcon today. I mean, again, that means conditions are there for possible tornadoes. We also know that no 2 tornadoes are the same. Some are very hard to see. Later this hour, we're going to break down and show you how you can spot a tornado on radar, even when you can't see it in person, looking at the storm. Jen?
All right, Chris, we also have that chance for thunderstorms in the northeast today. So I know it might be hard to believe New York City when you're so foggy this morning. You look out the window and can't see anything. Got the cloud deck down to about 200 feet in spots. Now, right now, temperatures in the 60s, but this is going to go away. We'll get the fog to lift, and we will see a little bit of sun peeking out today. And where we get the sunshine, that's going to lead to instability. And with the cold front coming through, we've got that chance of thunderstorms. Could be some with hail or gusty winds. Philly, New York, up towards the Capital District of Albany. We've all got that chance, Worcester as well. And we are going to look for a few showers to start your day. These are not the ones we're concerned about. It's what's going to happen later. For the rush hour home, folks in the Northeast, that's what we're concerned about. I-95 corridor could be a busy one. These showers that are with us here through the lunch hour are going to be fairly light. Boston, that includes us. However, you watch this sort of speckly look here to our forecast mode of our radar, and we are going to see that risk of thunderstorms popping. Could be some heavy rain, could also be some small hail or some gusty winds as well. So could be a slow rush hour home, and that includes us here in Albany, New York. See, it holds off to about 3 o'clock, and then just when everyone hits the roads, then the thunderstorms start breaking.
And that's the thing, is you just have to be careful because they pop up on you sometimes just like seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, in Texas, we've had a lot lately too with a lot of hail. We'll take you there next.
The ultimate do-over for wood and concrete. Don't replace, resurface. Behr Premium Deck Over, exclusively at the Home Depot.
What's this?
A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better. Wanna see?
Yeah.
Cool. What else you got?
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. New Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
What average underwear feels like.
what Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like. Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like wearing nothing at all. No pinch, no stink, no sweat. Get a pair only at DuluthTrading.com.
Ready? Ready. Steady. Go!
It's more than a movie. It's now a ride. Fast and Furious, supercharged. Ride it at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 86, winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 73. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, high 87. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And then it hit. And we took it to the edge. Didn't give up.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
So you think this chip is nothing to worry about? Well, at Safelite, we know sooner or later, every chip will crack. These friends were on a trip when their windshield got chipped. So they scheduled at Safelite.com. They didn't have to change their plans or worry about a thing.
I'll see you in a little bit.
And I fixed it right away with a strong repair they can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safelite repair is no cost to you.
Really?
Being there whenever you need us, that's another Safelite advantage.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Let's do this. Let's build a dining room with no walls. Let's put it all together, then let's get together. Let's do this. Get free Bug Stop for indoors with purchase of Trazicide for outdoors. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
That's some hail.
Yeah.
You can hear it on the car.
If you weren't listening, though, and just watching, you might think this is, you know, January. Snow.
It's in the plains. This is
Right.
South Dakota,
Nope.
maybe, or Wyoming. Nope, not at all.
This was yesterday in Pecos, Texas. Massive amounts of hail. They're piling up to a foot deep in some places.
Here's the thing. I mean, look at the visibility. You think that's because the hail's heavy? Or you think maybe there's some steam fog going on
I think there's
here?
some steam fog, too.
So you have that cold air coming down this warm, moist atmosphere, and you're getting a cloud created there on the surface.
Yeah. I mean, just piles of hail.
Looks like driving snow, though, doesn't it?
You almost need to get out, you know, something to clear it, right? The plows. Now, at one truck stop, hard hats were needed. This is really smart, actually, to put these hats on. So 2 inches of hail covered parts of US 285. There was reports of golf ball size hail, and actually 2 brief tornado reports, too, in the area, but no injuries or damage. Chris, hail will do damage. People are injured by hail.
Yeah, it will do damage if it's big enough. Right. And what it takes for the hail to get really big is some rising air and some really fast rising air. And here's a look at the different size hailstones compared to an object you may be familiar with.
Right.
And how fast the wind needs to be going up to get this size.
Pea size, quarter size, not that big of a deal. But once you get to golf ball size hail, now you start talking damage.
Well, and the thing is with the pea, like that gentleman with the hat on that was walking, with the pea and that size hail that's a little bit smaller, at least you're not getting soaked. It's bouncing off you.
Right.
If it gets bigger, it can get dangerous.
All right, so you might be curious how we even get hail in the first place. I mean, how do thunderstorms produce these large hailstones? Well, first of all, you need the updraft, as you saw in the previous one, and in some cases, it can exceed 100 miles per hour. So you've got that rising air, and you've got tiny little raindrops or eventually super cooled little drops of water that go up above the level of freezing within the thunderstorm.
So that liquid can get up there and not necessarily freeze.
Right away.
But it's in freezing air, and the water itself might be below freezing, which people might not understand that can happen in the atmosphere, and it does.
It can happen, but then this is how the hailstone continues to grow. So either those super cool droplets bump together, or you get layers of ice that form on top of an existing hailstone, and eventually it spends some time in the thunderstorm cloud, but when it becomes heavy enough and the updraft can't support it anymore, it falls out.
And they can get as big as 8 inches in diameter. That's the largest hailstone recorded. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that's the largest one that's ever fallen, because by the time someone gets to it or picks it up, it's going to melt a little bit too. But you're able to record one with 8 inches. That's huge.
It's tremendous. So today we do have the threat for hail. It's probably not going to be the large hail like that, but small hail is possible with thunderstorms in the Northeast. Philly, New York, Albany, all the suburbs, all possible that you could get some storms today, this afternoon mainly, that could bring some small hail or maybe some gusty winds too. And then here in Texas again, some of the same areas that have seen day after day after day of storms. Once again, you have to be on the lookout. All right, so hail and damaging winds, a bigger threat, but there is a tornado risk today. I want to make sure that you know where it is. Northwestern Texas, a 3 on the Torcon, and the Torcon goes from 0 to 10. So, look at the 3 on the scale. That's a 30% chance that within a 50-mile radius, storms will form the possibility of forming tornadoes. Right, so you do have to be careful of that and be on alert as well. I think the heavy rain, again, is going to overtake the biggest problem out there, and that threat for flooding. We saw it yesterday in Texas. We also saw it in Louisiana. We did see it in Louisiana, and you know what else we saw in Louisiana? An amazing scene from space. All right, we're going to share that with you coming up here. We'll show you from space what the storm clouds that brought the very heavy rain to Louisiana look like. Can't wait to break this down. Yeah, this is one
awesome. Of the greatest things.
This is awesome.
And what's unique about the visible satellite, which is what you're looking at, you only have it during daylight hours because it's using reflected light back up into space. It's like using the sun as the flash on your camera, basically. Exactly. So it gives you such great detail. And we're going to try to give you a meteorologist's eye what we're looking at right here coming up.
At WeatherTech, we never stop inventing ways to keep your vehicle protected. From floor liners and cargo liners to dozens of other world-class quality products, including no-drill mud flaps and bump step. Nothing is better for your car, truck, or SUV than WeatherTech for your family, the whole family. Go to WeatherTech.com to find the ultimate vehicle protection, along with a full line of automotive accessories. Nothing protects like WeatherTech.
1 can of Bush's beans. Home style sounds good, but country style not without its charms. Brown sugar hickory? Who says no to hickory? New sweet heat? Sure. There are no rules here.
Bush's beans. What's your favorite flavor?
Constipated? Dulcolax tablets can cause cramps, but not Phillips. It has magnesium and works more naturally than stimulant laxatives for gentle, cramp-free relief of occasional constipation.
That works.
Live the regular life. Phillips.
People think if they don't check their credit score, they don't have one. But they do. Your score still needs someone to take care of it. It needs your help. For the low price of completely free forever, you can get your credit score from CreditKarma.com. Credit Karma will give you your score for free and show you what you can do to nurture it. Love your score. Take care of it for free at CreditKarma.com.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
For these 16 world-class chefs, it's the Battle of the Baskets.
It's the Olympics, man.
In this brand new 5-part Chopped All-Stars event.
No way to predict what's going to happen when competitive forces like this collide.
Whoa. Special event, Shop All-Stars. All new Tuesday night at 10 on Food Network.
Brought to you by Florida's Paradise Coast, Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades. Discover your paradise at paradisecoast.com.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, piled high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then topped with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. Starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one. Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
It was right on top of us, and then it hit. And we took it to the edge, didn't give up.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by Sea-Doo. Find the watercraft that's right for you at Sea-Doo.com.
When you're waiting for summer, every second feels like an eternity. So when it finally arrives, make every second count on a Sea-Doo watercraft. With 14 models to choose from and starting at just $49.99, there's a Sea-Doo that's right for you. At the Countdown to Summer sales event, get up to a 5-year warranty or save up to $1,000. But hurry, this offer ends May 31st. Go to Sea-Doo.com or your local dealer for details.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Low 73. Southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny skies. High 87. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey Chicago, if you have not gone outside yet today, you are in for a rude awakening. How rude, seriously, this weather change. It's more than 20 degrees colder right now than yesterday at this time. It was 77 yesterday. 51 right now, Chicago, and we are barely going to warm up a few more degrees. Well below average, Chicago and Minneapolis and Detroit and Indianapolis here all throughout the Midwest running on the cool side for the next couple of days. So what's happening? Well, we've had the jet stream allow some colder air to move on in. Chicago, unfortunately, we're getting a little help from the cooler lake water too, and the air moving over that. So only 54 today, 49 for you tomorrow, staying below average. Take a look all throughout the Midwest. Temperatures are running either in the 40s, or best bet 50s, and there is a wind chill factor knocking off about 5 to 10 degrees from your actual temperature. Big time changes over the last 24 hours. More than 23 degrees colder in Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis. Here, big time changes behind this front that moved on through. So this cold high pressure allowing that colder air to move on in, and it is here for a couple of days. It is here to stay. Below average readings all the way down into the plains. In Colorado, you're feeling it too. It's why we're getting snow above 10,000 feet there in the Rockies in Colorado. Denver, you'll feel it in terms of a chilly rain. Temperatures even tomorrow, if they're not quite as bad as they are today, cold-wise, they're still running well below average. And we're back into the 60s by the time we get you into Thursday. Overnight lows, you'll feel it as well. We got the frost advisories for this morning and for some folks tomorrow morning, but staying well below average. Very chilly as kids get on those bus stops in the morning. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s today and tomorrow morning. Chris.
Jen, right now we're going to take a look at one of the most, in my opinion, excellent tools that meteorologists can use to look at what's going on in the atmosphere. We're going to take a look, though, what happened yesterday to show you the visible satellite, and the resolution here is fantastic. First, what you see here, here's Louisiana, to put it into motion for you. And based on the different clouds, and also look at this, it looks like the atmosphere is bubbling up, which is exactly what's happening. Based on the type of clouds that we're seeing here, and we can recognize types of clouds based on the features, we know what level they're at, and so we can see a couple things here, Jen. First, you see all of these clouds here, thunderstorms and blow off, and then new thunderstorms being developed, and they're advancing in this direction. But also
at the low levels.
At the low levels.
This is why I love visible satellite too.
This is so great. You can see it going up here. Look at these high clouds moving in this direction.
So you can.
Isn't that awesome?
I mean, you can see the flow in the atmosphere, right? At the lowest of levels, you got winds coming out of the south. You know, it's sort of telling of all the moisture we got coming in too, all the sources of moisture. Surface winds coming out of the south, and you can see those low-level clouds. Then getting overtaken on the view. Right there. Look at the outflow. See the outflow? Sorry, I got distracted by that outflow right there. And then we have all the Pacific moisture that's been starting over.
Let's take this over. But again, here are the storms here in Louisiana. You can see them it's bubbling up. Also, this visible satellite, so the sun's in this direction, and you can see the shadows that the taller clouds are casting on the smaller clouds. You can see those shadows right there, can tell you that the sun's in this direction.
Some of these tallest of clouds were up above 50,000 feet. I mean, these like that one right there, very tall thunderstorm clouds, and those were the ones that had some of the biggest rain.
Again, you're seeing that inflow. It's so cool. And then you try to figure out, well, why is there like a ring there?
A little bit
What's
of sea breeze?
that deal,
Maybe there's a little bit of sea breeze
and
right
it looks
there.
like, you possibly have a sea breeze front, potentially.